Good morning, everyone. It is so nice to know that we're here with you, although virtually, and that we are getting ready to announce the winners. I know how hard you've all worked, and I am just delighted to be a part of your end of school year as we go into summer. My name is Dr. Ray Ann Havasi. I'm the director of the Center for Science Teaching and Learning, and I am also a scientist, and I know and appreciate the importance of science. I think we all do this year after the coronavirus. We learned more about viruses than we thought ever possible. So our mission at CSTL is to encourage people to learn more about science. Whether they become scientists or doctors doesn't really matter. Ultimately, what matters is that they have an understanding of science enough to help them throughout their lives and understand what's going on in the world around them. We are excited about this competition, and I am so thankful for NSPC for their continued dedication to sponsoring this competition. Heck, it was their idea to have this competition. So I'm going to introduce Dr. Brisman, who's going to go into a little bit about why they decided to do this and why they feel it's so important. Dr. Brisman, take the podium.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Michael Brisman. I'm a neurosurgeon with NSPC. Our group practices brain and spine surgery. We have 22 neurosurgeons, and we're one of the biggest brain and spine surgery groups in the country. My father was a neurosurgeon. My brother is a neurosurgeon who works with me, and I would tell you that I love getting to do what I do. I feel like it's a real privilege. We decided to start this competition. There used to be a big national science competition. I don't even remember what they used to call it. They changed the name over time, and then I heard that that company was no longer going to sponsor such a competition, and I thought there was a real role for having such an event, for stimulating the excitement and interest of high school students. So we decided to set up a more limited event, but focused on health science just for high school students on Long Island. And we've had it now for several years. The first year we were fortunate enough to have it in person. The last 2 years it's been virtual because of the events of the last year or two. And we're hoping next year to have it again in person. Each year we've seen more students and more schools and more interest in it. And I think it's been really fantastic for getting people's interest going in studying and understanding science. Certainly, one of the catchphrases of this year has been "Follow the science." So we all know how important science can be, and certainly its proper applications. So I hope we've gotten people's interest up, and we're really happy and excited to be able to have such an event. I can only speak to you saying that as a physician, I love what I do, but there are many avenues which science can take a person, all of which can be very exciting and satisfying.
Well, Dr. Brisman, stay right there. Some students have asked some questions of you, which I'm going to ask you to answer, but I also want to present this on behalf of CSTL for your ongoing support to you and your entire staff. Thanks so much for what you continue to do for students throughout Long Island. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
So here's the first question. How can I leverage what I've learned doing research for this competition and competing? How can I leverage this?
Well,
take the podium.
Sure. I would say that something that my father always told me, the most important component of learning or education is to teach yourself how to learn other things. It's not necessarily about what you've learned today with this project, and I suspect you've all learned a lot. And I've seen from the in-person events just how amazing the products have been that you've developed and shown, and incredible research. But the most important thing you can learn from this or any endeavor is learning to teach yourself how to learn other things. This is not the end for you. This is the beginning of exploring and learning new things. So I would say the most important thing you can take away is the techniques the method by which you endeavor to understand other things going forward. So learning how to learn about other things is the most important thing, I think, and we hope you took away from your projects.
Great, that's a great answer. That's true. Dr. Brisman's bio mentions several types of surgery. Would you be able to tell us a bit about stereotactic radiosurgery? Also, do you have one type of surgery that you enjoy performing more than others?
Sure. Stereotactic radiosurgery is one of my specialties. It involves using super focused radiation to treat things in the brain, to do brain surgery without actually cutting into the brain. And we use it primarily to treat brain tumors, facial pain, which is one of my specialties, trigeminal neuralgia, and vascular malformations of the brain. But one of the exciting things that allows me to do, and that I think is a big trend in medicine, is treating existing diseases with minimally invasive techniques. That is going to be the future of medicine, is how do we solve the same problems that have existed for thousands of years, but do them in a way that is much easier, is much lower risk. People can go home the same day from a lot of the brain surgery I do. I'd say that's one of my favorite operations. The two other favorite operations is an operation called a microvascular decompression, where I make a little incision behind the ear and I move away a blood vessel from a nerve that's causing severe facial pain. And then there's another operation I like to do called a transsphenoidal, where we put a little scope into the nose and can actually get to the front part of the brain and remove benign pituitary tumors. But these kind of operations I love because I can help people in minimally invasive ways, and people either go home the same day or within a day or so, and the disease is benign, and people can feel so much better, either with their facial pain disappearing or their vision improving suddenly and dramatically when we remove a pituitary tumor. But there's a lot of very satisfying things that we can do in neurosurgery and in all the fields of medicine.
These are great. I hope you're capturing all of this. What are some of the areas of study and careers you believe are the most promising?
Sure. Certainly science and technology are going to have a big component in any career. And that includes whether you think the career has nothing at all to do with science and technology, because nowadays everything is analyzed, studied. I remember in college, when I took Introduction to Economics, how scientific it was, how many graphs, how much mathematics went into economics, because everything is studied, and science is the study of truth and how to understand things. So there's going to be a big weighting of science and technology relating to anything that you endeavor to pursue. The other thing that I would tell you is the most important thing is to do something that you love to do. Somebody once said that if you love the work that you do, it's like you never worked a day in your life. And that's how I feel. It's very important to find something that you really enjoy doing. Now, if your top choice of what you enjoy doing is watching cartoons all day and your next best choice is maybe putting braces on people's teeth, maybe you should be a dentist. I mean, obviously one has to balance what you love to do with what needs to be done and what the demand is for that service. That having been said, I think there's a lot of exciting stuff involving science, technology, healthcare, and I think finding something that you really enjoy doing is going to be critical for your happiness and success going forward. If you love doing it, then you're really going to do a good job.
Dr. Brisman, I think you need to start a podcast on helping young people become successful in life. While attaining your education, what was the most challenging part of the process?
Sure. So first of all, I would say that in my world or my belief, education is ongoing. My education continues up till now, and I'm still learning. I'm still trying to perfect all of my techniques. Education should never end. And if you really want to be successful at whatever you're doing, you always have to be learning and modifying your techniques and studying and finding out what's the newest thing. So now as far as my formal education, that went up to age 31. I did a residency in neurosurgery And certainly the most challenging part was during the residency. I mean, when I was a resident, there were long hours. We were up all night, and that is just difficult to be up all night. Since then, they've made residencies a lot easier. They have more assistance. They give you more time off. But certainly the long hours of residency could be difficult. But even that having been said, I would say even with that, I would do it again, because at the end of the day, I really enjoy what I do. And nowadays, it's a much easier process. But education should be a lifelong process, and to be successful, you need to always be learning things.
That was great. I hope you guys were taking notes, if mental or written. Let's get on to the competition and talk about the missions and goals of the competition. Both CSTL and NSPC want students to innovate and research. Why? Because that gives you an opportunity to express yourself. You know, as someone who taught high school and college, I remember that a lot of it had to be getting ready for those exams, those AP exams. When you do your own research, you're expressing yourself, your interests, your goals, your ability to creatively think, to critically think. So we want to encourage that, and in my mind, research does that. We want to present a platform for students who want to do medical research. We've had some great innovations by high school students. Don't let anybody tell you because you're a high school student you can't innovate anything meaningful, because you can. So we like that. We obviously, given our mission, want to highlight the importance of STEM. We hope all of you continue in some STEM-related field, but if you don't, I think you've captured the importance of STEM in your life. We want you to move forward. We hope that you move forward in a field that really focuses on STEM. So this year we had a great number of teams. 346 teams competed, which is awesome. 428 students total, 31 schools. This was a 50% increase over previous years. We're going to keep going. We're going to start bringing on board some more schools that may not have research as a part of their history. We have awards, as I'm sure you all know, and you're waiting to hear. First place brings $5,500. Second place brings $4,000. Third place is $3,000. Fourth is $1,000. And 5th to 10th place is $500. So we hope that you will utilize these checks, and they're checks, not scholarships. They go directly to you to further your interest in STEM. So now let's get on to the announcement of the awards, which I know you're all waiting for. I'm going to do health-related biochemistry and biophysics. And I'm reading here because we want to read right off of the goals of the competition. Biochemistry research projects are focused on how internal chemical processes affect our daily health and well-being. Biophysics research delves into how the physical science of movement and motion relate to our living bodies. To announce 10th place, from Connecticut High School, Joseph DeRosa, Carmela Eads, and Christopher Dubinsky. In 9th place, Amelia Perry from Lynbrook High School. In 8th place, Belinda Lynn and Isabella Pozzo from Roslyn High School. In 7th place, Gabrielle Geller from Lynbrook High School. In 6th place, Edgar Ma from Jericho High School. In 5th place, Anaga Kandawal from Jericho High School. In 4th place, Evan Nee from Comac High School. Your 3rd place winner, from Seaford High School, Sophia Labrador. The impact of an external stress of increased acidity on the addiction and withdrawal behaviors in planaria. Congratulations. 2nd place, from Jericho High School, Richard Wren. Unlocking a new dimension in SSNOM high-efficiency scattering probe for S-polarized near-field microscopy. In 1st place, Jessica Gua from Ward Melville High School. a smart liquid embolic agent for dynamic adjustments to brain aneurysm, embolization, and healing. Jessica's research focused on potential treatments for brain aneurysms, which affect 6.5 million Americans and are traditionally treated by implantation of a permanent coil. Congratulations to Jessica, and congratulations to everyone in that category. Dr. Brisman, category 2.
Category 2 is biology and microbiology genetics. This category involves research in microbiology, investigated ways that microscopic organisms such as viruses, bacteria, and fungus influence and impact the human body. Studies in genetics looked into how inherited characteristics passed down through generations influence us today. In 10th place, Giselle Razquina from Syosset High School. In 9th place, Blake Littman and Tyler Desundial from George W. Hewlett High School. In 8th place, Nina Wang from Great Neck South High School. In 7th place, Ethan Wang from Jericho High School. In 6th place, Christopher Alexander from Elmont Memorial High School. In 5th place, Thomas Lowe and Iris Cho from Great Neck South High School. In 4th place, Natalia Palavan from Jericho High School. In 3rd place, Andrew Lee from Jericho High School on the project of isolating genetic divergences between autism, intellectual disability, and Rett syndrome. In 2nd place, Kiera Spahn from Comac High School on increased hepatic expression of COL1 and COL3 genes in a model of non-alcoholic steatohepatitis with fibrosis, a call for targeted therapy. And finally, in 1st place, Benjamin Yacht from Plainview Old Bethpage JFK High School on the subject of relation of variant burden of the negative regulation of B-cell activation pathway with Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is the 4th leading cause of death in the United States, yet little is understood about it. Currently, the most common studied risk gene is APOE, but Benjamin looked at 32 other genes associated with the immune system and its response to Alzheimer's. His study focused on analyzing sequenced genomes to identify other potential risk genes, and he showed that the utilization of burden scores could be useful in further Alzheimer's disease research.
Okay. Oops. Category 3, Bioengineering and Computational Biology. Teams who performed research in bioengineering looked to apply principles of engineering in living organisms to improve their function and longevity. Computational biology projects have focused on using biological data to develop models and algorithms to better understand organic systems and relationships. In 10th place, David Wang from Syosset High School. In 9th place, David Liang from Ward Melville High School. 8th place, Aaron Gatra from Syosset High School. 7th place, Phoebe Christake from Paul D. Schreiber High School. 6th place, Sandihan Park, Eric Pei, and Johan Lee from Great Neck South High School. 5th place, Amit Saha and Jensen Wong from Great Neck South High School. 4th place, Rohan Gatra from Syosset High School. Congratulations. In 3rd place, from Ward Melville High School, Jessica Liao, predicting COVID outbreaks in U.S. counties using machine learning, the SIRS model, and public data. In 2nd place, From Great Neck South High School, Reed Fleischman, creation of a machine learning app to facilitate pancreatic cancer prediction. And in first place, from Syosset High School, Griffin Hahn, a smart liquid embolic agent for dynamic adjustments to brain aneurysm embolization and healing. Antimicrobial resistance is an urgent issue facing the modern healthcare system and is forecasted to become worse over time. Existing methods used to determine antimicrobial resistance are prone to inaccuracies due to utilizing incomplete data sets, as well as the limited scope of knowledge on these antimicrobial genes. Griffin developed an original program that uses a more recent prediction method, reaching up to 85% accuracy. Congratulations to everyone in this category. And on to 4. Yeah.
All right. Behavioral science category. These are projects that were entered into this category that delve into the science of human actions. Researchers here have performed studies in the fields such as sociology, social and cultural anthropology, and the behavioral aspects of biology, economics, political science, and other fields of study. In 10th place, Netmi Withainage from Smithtown High School East. In 9th place, Haley Margulies from Roslyn High School. In 8th place, Alexandra Veselinov from Paul D. Schreiber High School. In 7th place, Sophie Wasserman from Oceanside High School. In 6th place, Marissa McCandles from Seaford High School. In 5th place, Olivia Platt and Mei Ling Lawrence from Paul D. Schreiber High School. And in 4th place, Nancy Jong from Ward Melville High School. In 3rd place, Neil Mehta from Ward Melville High School on the project Novel ZCTA Matching Analysis of LGBTQ+ Health Disparities. In 2nd place, Rena Chen from Great Neck South High School on the project Emotional Recognition of Asian Faces, Do Masks Make a Difference? And in 1st place, Lily Lee from Jericho High School on the project subject Know Your Sources, Evaluating Web Credibility to Automate Fact-Checking Using Deep Learning. Currently, the most effective and common automated fact-checking methods for online articles rely on user reports for their efforts, which make them inefficient in both time and cost. Lily's research focused on developing a model to create a system that does not have these drawbacks. In the end, her researchers found that a method that achieves more accurate results than traditional tactics while doing so at a fraction of the cost and time. Congratulations.
And we're on to category 5, biology, medicine, and health. Students who performed research in this category focused on the science of human health. Projects looked into how we are able to maintain and improve our understanding of the human body and ways to increase the success of treating various ailments. In 10th place, Mia Margiano from St. Anthony's High School. 9th place, Spirituthala, I am not going to pronounce this correctly, I apologize if I don't, Zinfantos from Manhasset High School. 8th place, Angela Zhu from Jericho High School. 7th place, Emily Benson, Tyler and Kiera Darnell from Paul D. Schreiber High School. 6th place, Danny Lee from Jericho High School. Fifth place, Alan Chien from Manhasset High School. Fourth place, Ariana Matarengas from Roslyn High School. In third place, from Ward Melville High School, Ashay Malhotra, a smart liquid a smart liquid embolic agent for dynamic adjustments to brain aneurysm embolization and healing. In second place, from Great Neck South High School, Lana Cheng, precision medicine in non-alcoholic related hepatocellular carcinoma. I'm sorry if I mangled that one up also. In first place, from Ivan Gua from Ward Melvin High School, impact of body mass index on the clinical presentation, management, and outcomes in adults with cardiac arrest undergoing coronary angiogram. Degeneration of healthy neural connections is characterized by progressive neuronal death and disruption of healthy metabolic processes in the brain. While lipids are essential in the healthy brain's metabolism, an abnormal accumulation indicates metabolic dysfunction. This study focuses on analyzing these droplets in a mouse model of frontotemporal dementia. In the course of this study, Ivan discovered that mice living in an enriched environment had an increase in lipid droplets versus wild mice. And further study of this area may help develop treatment for neurological degeneration. Wow, I'm impressed. Kevin, I think, has to come up and make an announcement. Kevin?
Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Sanders. I'm the administrator, so you've probably been dealing with me at some point through emails, phone calls, or whatever. And it's been a real pleasure to help you guys out and to run this competition. It's always amazing to see all the hard work and the truly incredible projects that are submitted. We just want to make a quick note in the bioengineering and computational biology category. The title of the first place project for Griffin Hahn was mislabeled on the slideshow, but it will of course be updated and corrected for the link that we will post on our website later this afternoon. Thank you.
Yes, I think we're good.
All right.
Just say? Go ahead.
Thank you guys very much for joining us. Congratulations once again to all of the winners. Thank you to Dr. Brisman and NSPC for sponsoring this wonderful event. We're very excited to continue, and we hope to see you all next year, and very hope to see you guys all in person. Thank you, and have a great day.